Prevention Association's November monthly meeting. We have an exciting afternoon here today. We're going to have Renee Chariton of the Attorney General's office speaking to us on some very, very important issues that we're all involved in today's crazy world. So I'm going to hand it over to Renee right now. Welcome, Renee.
Well, thank you very much, Tucky. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting our division, Consumer Protection Division of the Attorney General's office in Idaho. We really appreciate every opportunity to come out and educate and update all of our Idaho consumers about what we do, the things that we do to help consumers, the information that we provide. I'll try and condense my stuff as best I can. I want to start out with some good news, and I'm pretty sure you're probably already aware of this. Fake call centers in India have scammed America out of gazillion dollars. Everybody knows this, right? Probably not only in India, but many other places as well. And you must have heard by now, who has not heard, that they have rounded up a lot of these people, and they no longer are making those calls. Have you heard this? How many have heard? Good, because I'm going to read over this really quickly, because I got to tell you, we were like a veritable call center, okay, with the IRS scams and various other scam calls, variations on the same thing. United States Treasury, jury duty scams, Treasury Department scams. You can't imagine. Again, very similar variations on the same thing. Indian police have managed to uncover, and this came out October 6th, have managed to uncover a huge tax scam where a large number of Americans were duped of millions of dollars, truth be told, more like I say, bazillion, or at least billions, posing as tax authorities and asking for the payment of unpaid taxes. 70 people have been arrested as of Thursday. I'm sure a lot more have been arrested as well. Hundreds have been questioned in relation with the fraud. The scam ran for almost a year. Indian police told the Associated Press fake call centers were used to voicemail messages to the United States nationals, telling them to call back. Did you ever hear about the robocalls that, you're the IRS and we need to talk to you, so call this number? You've heard of that, right? Um, Probably every Idaho consumer got it, well, not once, but several, probably more times than that, regarding the taxes that they owed. When any of these people did call back, the scammers would manage to frighten and intimidate these people. A lot of seniors, a lot of single young people that didn't know any better. They didn't know the IRS couldn't call and tell you, you better pay this or we're going to put you, in jail or they're going to come around frightening things. We're going to come and we're going to do you bodily harm. We're going to go to your employer and all kinds of threats. And so people would be, unfortunately, easily intimidated, and they would do their bidding. Excellent way for them to make billions of dollars. And they would manage to do this and take thousands from the people to settle their tax debt. According to Mumbai police, the elaborate plan brought in more than 150,000 a day, possibly amounting to almost 55 million in the one-year scam. My thoughts probably more than that. Of the 600 or more people being questioned, many are expected to face charges for running the fake call centers. They include alleged leaders of the scam, as well as those associated with other tasks within the fraudulent enterprise that ran out of several stories in a Mumbai office building. The criminal charges filed against those involved included extortion, impersonation, and violations of the country's information technology laws. Indian media reported that the scam involved collaborators based out of the United States as well. Of course, at least one company in the U.S. reportedly supplied the Mumbai call centers with personal information of those targeted by the scam. Almost 70% of the money made stayed in India, while the remaining was shared with those based outside the country. In police raids this week, hundreds of hard disks, high-end servers, and other electronic equipment were seized from the offices of the fake call centers. As I was telling you, our office was crazy with calls. Boom, 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 boom. You would have thought we were a veritable call center. Well, guess what? Since that happened, it's like peace in the valley. You can't believe it. It's like a whole nother. So, my thought is, I think it's true, at least somewhat. They got a lot of those people that were calling our people in Idaho, and certainly other states as well. I mean, they must have, because our calls suddenly fell out the phone like they should. Very interesting. So I think that is good. That gives one hope. Okay, until somebody figures out another scam and it starts all over. But even if they weren't involved, the scammers, even if they weren't involved in this particular one, this is going to raise a red flag to them. And they're going to think, oh, maybe it's not worth getting caught. Hopefully. Maybe go out and do some good with that energy. Anyway, I wanted to start out with the good news. I want to talk about what has occurred, all of these scams, scammers that call these people, threatening them, bodily harm. They're going to uh, come around and come to their door if they don't pay the money. They frighten them in all kinds of ways. And so, because people anymore these days seem to be easily frightened and that can be easily intimidated, it worked with them. We did everything we could. Of course, you all did everything you could to discourage people from falling for that. But some of these scammers were really, really good. That's the success rate of these individuals. And so hopefully, with our efforts together, we've encouraged people to be more brave and not fall for this and calm down and think. Take a minute. Here are the signs. This is what they're going to tell you. So if they tell you this, then people are going to know it's a scam. It's all about education. If they know what to look for, they're not going to fall for it. Yeah.
They had a offer, or I'd won $2 million and a free Mercedes, red Mercedes.
That's very common.
Okay.
Indeed.
Now, I immediately thought, oh, this is a scam. But then I had that twinge. What if this is true? I could have been won $2 million. But that passed pretty quickly. But I think that being in the business that we are, we probably wouldn't fall victim to that. But I can imagine. I could sense that if somebody wasn't in the business, how easily they could fall for that, particularly an elder person that would be a victim to it. And I carried this. I actually played with it for about 3 hours.
That's great.
It was really quite fun. I argued with him because I wanted a convertible and not a hardtop Mercedes. That's the only thing that they had. But they had it on a truck in Idaho Falls waiting to deliver it to me. And he said he'd be in Boise in about 30 minutes. That was a clue.
Make it realistic. They make it sound like it's actually going to happen. So, and Neil is right. I had ladies call and said, I really have not been feeling well. And my friend hasn't been feeling well, or my family member's sick. And I really, really want this to be true. Are you absolutely sure it's not true? Okay? Because we really need this. We need this help. And so you have to say, yeah, I'm afraid to tell you it's not true. I know you're deserving of it probably more than anybody else. But no. And if you even go for it, if you're going to lose it, you're not going to get anything in return. And so finally they would acquiesce, I hope. Okay, no, when they hang up. But the sad thing is we would get calls. You have to know they're the tip of the iceberg. Because most people don't know where to call or who to call. And they want this so much. They almost want to, they want it to be true so bad they convince themselves that it is. And they end up losing a lot of money before they finally figure it out. And my guess is it happens to people who can least afford to lose. Okay, and that's sad. Um, so I thought that was interesting, though, the way the calls have fallen off. I mean, it's like stone to steel now compared to what it was. So thank God. Financial exploitation of elderly people or anybody, if you ask me, is the crime of the 21st century or 21st century. Seniors are being ripped off and abused by all of these scammers, sometimes even family members, caregivers, and certainly the clever criminals over the telephone, email, regular mail, and on the internet, certainly even social networking websites such as Facebook. You know about those scams, correct? Um, they'll know somebody they're talking to on Facebook, a friend or relation. Then all of a sudden they'll get a message that says, you know, we're traveling and we ended up in this country and this is our situation. We need your help. Will you help us? And of course, their face is right there. That is their relation. That is their friend. What do you think they're going to do? What would you do if you really thought perhaps it was them? Yeah, you'd wire the money. And that's a big scam too, okay? There's just so many variations of these scams. People have to really be on the top of their game 24/7. And that's what we try to help them do, and I'm sure all of you do in your own way as well. Anyway, hundreds of thousands, as you well know, are victimized by scams, primarily directed at seniors, but I think across the board, young people don't know any difference, so they're vulnerable as well. And so are people maybe middle-aged who maybe they're in the middle of buying a house and they get this call that said, well, you better pay your taxes, buddy, or you're going to go to jail. And I had gentlemen that would tell me, well, I'm in the middle of buying a house. I can't afford to take that chance. I'm not paying. And that's unfortunate. That happens. Huge increase in scams were reported. 2012, from 640 to 2015, almost 20,000. Calls to the FTC hit a record 1.7 million. First 4 months of 2016, up 41% from 2015. The older population is going to double, as we all know, the brain of America, by 2040. Currently, as I just said, only 1 in 4 cases are reported. I would think it would be more dire than that. People don't know where to report. They'll report to their own agencies, like maybe adult protection, health and welfare or something, but so many people don't know to call the FTC and report the numbers. They call our office and we take the calls. Where did we take calls? But because our office has no resources to track and trace that information, we would then have to ask them if they would please call the FTC and report the information that they have. And at least they could do some good with it. We needed the information because we have to have an accurate pulse on the scams that are circulating in Idaho, so we can know when to put out consumer alerts. And I don't know, have any of you seen our consumer alerts on our webpage? Have not? We're going to go over that, Justin, in just a minute. Okay, there were a ton of scams out there. There still are. Microsoft scams. That's where they call and say they're Microsoft. Or Microsoft, she wish you have a problem in your computer. You need to let me in so I can fix it. And it's going to be a small fee if it's a small issue. If it's a larger issue, you'll have to pay more money. They'll get into their computer and they'll fleece them of all their personal identifiable information, credit card information, bank information. Terrible, terrible scam. Foreign money scams, sweetheart scams. Once you participate in a scam, you get on a list that you're good to go, and you're going to be more vulnerable, even more vulnerable. So it's very important that you don't take it in the first time. I have red flags of scams and what you can do. Red flags are when you're told you have been specially selected. The thing is, if you win some money, there's going to be a slight tax fee or insurance fee to get it to you. And if you honestly won anything at all, you don't have to pay 1 red cent to get it, right? Okay? And if you do, it's a scam. Any time you are told, your clients are told, keep this secret, you don't want to tell anybody, otherwise it won't come through. Anytime you're told to keep anything a secret, that's a problem. That's a big red flag. And that's when you should hang up. Hopefully, after today, you won't pick up in the first place. Because Plan A, don't pick up any number you don't recognize as hailing from a close friend or relation. Okay? And if there's any question, you let them leave a message. If you do pick up, maybe you forget, you're walking by inadvertently, the phone rings, you pick it up, you want to hang up the milliseconds, you determine it is a scam or suspect call without engaging. Don't tell them to take a flying leap. Don't tell them to take your name. Please take your name off their list. The more polite you are, the more you're going to get carved in stone on their list, or the more rude you are. You have to decide now because this offer is not going to be good tomorrow. Okay? If you refuse to purchase a prepaid money card and read the numbers back, then maybe they'll tell you, well, why don't you give me your account number? We'll go for that. And if you don't, guess what? We're going to come around and we're going to arrest you. You're going to go to the Gray Bar Hotel. We're going to come around and shoot your dog. I mean, there was all kinds of threats, okay? And they sounded very real. They actually scared people. And our message is, don't be scared anymore, people. We have got to, in this country and in Idaho, we got to start being brave and taking a minute and calming down and thinking. Does this sound right? I mean, take a minute. Take a minute and think about it. And again, threats of bodily injury or death. It was that bad, which is kind of a great motivator for anything to happen to you. Seems like a small price to pay to pay up, right? But again, it's just insidious. You never want to pick up in the first place. That's always plan A. Plan B is, if you do, you're going to hang up. You're not going to engage in conversation. Any emails that you get that look remotely hinky, you're going to delete them. Okay? Never give out your personal private information to anyone over the phone. I don't care who they say they are. If you have a question, you think it might be legitimate, you initiate a call to that agency or to that individual. You never send cash or wire money to anyone you don't know. Even says that in Walmart. It took a while for them to put that up. It should say it in every store. Fred Meyer, Walgreens, okay? You never want to agree to go to your bank to get cash or go to a drug or grocery store to wire money, purchase a prepaid card. For a while, the iTunes cards were kind of shishi. And they had old people go in and purchase iTunes card. They didn't know what an iTunes card was. They didn't know, but they were told to do the iTunes card. And report all scams. You can report them to us, but because, for our purposes to get the consumer alerts out. But the FTC has been very instrumental in tracking and tracing these callers so that they could find them and get them arrested. Okay, our office. We're going to, anybody any questions so far? Very good.
The question really kind of ties together. I know Dale Dixon spoke at our last meeting, and they have their scam tracker system. Does the AG's office coordinate all with the Better Business Bureau, with the FTC, so all of that information, if a person just calls the Better Business Bureau, doesn't call you, or just calls you and not the Better Business Bureau, is there a consolidation of that information?
No, not together that way. The BBB will tell people to call us and report it when they feel like it's appropriate to do so. We don't share our calls with the BBB, so no, not in that way. We do tell, I don't know what the BBB does. I don't know if they have, you said scam tracker or whatever. I don't know what resources the BBB has. Interesting. I want to ask them about how they go about tracking. Our office has zippity-doo resources to track and trace. There isn't anybody in a room tracking and tracing these numbers.
I guess to qualify that is that really all they have is that they have a database that they keep the information in as to this kind of scam it was, how much money was involved, not the numbers and anything, but it's available. Actually, it's going nationwide, so they can see on a map as to what scams are happening. And it's almost real time. I think it would be a great resource
I think it's a good idea too, Neil.
for a central location for all that information to go.
Indeed, and I would have to say no. Our office doesn't really work with you know, we don't share numbers with the BBB that I'm aware of, and we don't share the number the monies that have been lost with the BBB. We work in partnership with the BBB from time to time, but I'm not aware of any. Start all over again. Oh, what,
So we upload our complaints to the Internet Crime Complaint Center that's managed by the FBI. And like I said, they share information with other criminal law enforcement agencies in the areas where the crimes are, if they can trace them. So that's how our complaints kind of get conglomerated with all the other ones in the country.
but not, I guess, local, but this way. And so that's good. Okay, public awareness and education are the best defenses against consumer fraud or scams. Our office, as you know, provides consumers with timely, accurate information about their rights under Idaho consumer laws. We can do the, if you don't mind, let's do the PowerPoint, Justin. Go through this one, pass this one, because this, oh, very good. Where, down here? Oh, very good indeed. Okay. Okay, back up. Can we back up to public awareness and education? Best defenses against consumers. Yeah, back up. That's it. So, as you can see, our office provides consumers with timely, accurate information about the rights under Idaho consumer laws. Of course, we warn consumers via our consumer alerts on our website. We'll put out tweets, but when we put out consumer alerts, that is for the purpose of the media to check in and see what they want to put in their newspapers or news stations, see what they want to share, things of that nature. Warning about pervasive scams and encourage Idahoans to maintain their personal financial vigilance. We educate, well, because educated consumers are better equipped to monitor and judge a business's practices, thereby promoting a more compliant and competitive marketplace. And I'm going to go next. We provide consumer information on our website. Can I ask by show of hands how many people have gone over our website or reviewed our website? I'm sorry. So not very many, right? Well, there's our website for you. Our website are on all of our materials. They're on our business cards. Lonnie has some. I have some. Please go to our website and look at the consumer alerts from time to time. Okay. Also, it will show you what we offer in the way of consumer protection manuals or information that would help people. We'll go there here in just a minute. Social media tweets, public service announcements, consumer alerts, and that's what I was just speaking of. We do offer manuals, pamphlets, and consumer tip sheets. And we have those on our website in their entirety, so you don't always have to go speak. And you don't always have to have something in hard copy version. It is available to you, like I say, in its entirety on our website as well as our little books here. We do outreach presentations. We are involved in statewide, of course, and community information fairs. And I'm touching. Okay, we even certainly have an option of our consumers filing a complaint against a business if they believe that their consumer protection rights have been violated, perhaps whether within the venue of misrepresentation, non-disclosure, maybe they didn't receive what they ordered, then of course you want to file a complaint. And we do accept complaints. In our office, you can go to our website and complete the complaint form. However, we don't have a way that you can complete it online and then shoot it to us. So you'd need to complete the actual complaint online. Very reader-friendly 3-pager. I'll pass this around so everybody can take a look at it. It comes with a little intro sheet, and that intro sheet is available online as well. It's so reader friendly, a fifth grader could do it. And then we go ahead and get that into our database and over to our legal staff for review and consideration of mediation. We are able, in many instances, to provide that additional impetus for a consumer to have their complaint resolved a little more equitably in their favor versus them duking it out on their own. Okay, we cannot promise an outcome that our Idahoans desire, but mediation absolutely sometimes, again, gives that a little more oomph, okay, because businesses don't exactly like to receive complaint forms from the Attorney General's office. Somehow it just seems a little bit more of a firing folks. And so we get a better response. But again, we can't guarantee it. It's not litigation. We're not representing our consumers as private individuals. We represent the consumer protection laws in Idaho, and we enforce them. Now, the BBB will also mediate, so, that's good. It's not a duplication of services because, they're not there to enforce the consumer protection laws, our offices. But still, they'll respond to the BBB sometimes when businesses won't respond to the actual consumer. Okay? And again, we offer mediation. Let's see, the consumer complaint forms are available on our website. They just go to that website, click on consumer complaints, scroll down, fill out their complaint form, print it out, sign it, date it, and then either fax or mail it to our office. So that is what we do. We have good luck with that. A lot of people don't know that they can do this, and we want to get the word out that they absolutely can. They don't know that they have recourse when they've been cheated by a business. Okay, or even it doesn't have to be in Idaho. It can be anywhere. Okay, out-of-state people can complain about a business in Idaho. We accept that. Okay, we have saved consumers millions of dollars. Okay, so it's a great service. Go ahead. Oh, keep thinking. How do we pay for all of this? Okay, we'll get some consumers on the line. Well, you didn't resolve my complaint. What good are you for? What good are you? What am I paying? Tax dollars go for you. I have to tell them, no, your tax dollars do not. Civility penalty payments and reimbursements for the Attorney General's fees and investigative costs are deposited into the consumer protection account. So when we take businesses to task and we win a case, then that settlement money is put into this account. Okay, so it does good. It does good for Idaho consumers. Okay, tax monies don't go into this at all. Funds from that account pursuant to legislative appropriation pay for our educational activities. So what you see in front of you here is all paid for by those settlements. I'm sorry, I have someone in the going through something in the hospital. So, oops, I just put it in silent, sorry. Okay, next. We publish a senior citizen manual that is available on our website, but we also publish a lot of other manuals, Idaho Consumer Protection Manual. We offer a young adult manual. We also put out the landlord-tenant guide. please make yourself familiar with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. And that's good. They help you make informed financial decisions. You can't believe the wonderful information this agency provides. And as you can see, they empower consumers. They enforce federal financial law against companies that violate the law, and educates and updates consumers as well. So the takeaway today, and are we going to have time to show the FTC videos? Just a few? Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, very good, very good. Okay, so we want to share the message. The most important takeaway today is the information. But if you share the information with those you work with those you care about, your friends and neighbors and relations at church, your clubs, organizations, that's what's going to make all the difference. If everyone is educated and knows what to anticipate and expect, they're going to be able to make the wiser decisions than if they didn't know this information at all. Okay? Get rich quick schemes are everywhere. If it sounds to be good, that old tired saying is absolutely true today. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And we want to thank you. Certainly, Attorney General Lawrence Wasden wants us to get all over the state as much as we can every year, and we try to do that. We want to make a positive difference in Idaho by, like I say, educating and communicating with consumers about how to prevent fraud, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, okay? And that remains true today as well. We are committed to reaching out to you and your organization to help you recognize and resolve consumer fraud. You must be prepared to exercise your rights if you are victimized. You must, okay? Consumers can make informed and intelligent decisions about the marketplace if they have the tools and the knowledge to do so, and that's what we're here for. That is what the Federal Trade Commission is here for. That's what the BBB is here for. That is what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. You got a lot of help, and so we hope that we make a difference. Yes. You know, we don't, and I think that's an excellent, because I know other Attorney General's offices do. I absolutely know that they do, but our office does not at this time. And that's something that I hope maybe can come into play, because that's an excellent idea. And so thank you for bringing that up, and I will take that back with me. Excellent idea, because other like I say, other states' Attorney Generals do have volunteers. Yes. Absolutely. And I hear from banks a lot. We go to the white collar crime meeting on a regular basis whenever they go, and that's when a lot of the bank representatives, that's one that they will attend, and that's when we share our information. Lonnie, when's the last time we were there? Don't they do it every other month still? Seems like it's been a couple of months since I've been. Longer now. Have you been? Oh, is that right? Ooh. Well, we need to get there. But yes, we do work. The banks know to call us. Indeed, they do. A lot of them do. Here, we got this problem. We've got our customer here. She keeps giving these people her money. She cannot be convinced otherwise. Will you please talk to her? And we do what we can, indeed. I have made personal visits out to homes. Absolutely. And I'm happy to talk to people on the phone. Probably not as much as we should. I wish we could do more. Okay? But we do our best. Okay, can we show a couple of those videos now? Oh, just one. Tucky says just one, okay. Well, let's do, I want to show you a couple of the, on media and videos they show on the Federal Trade Commission website. I want you to know that these exist, because they're wonderful resources. And all you have to do is go again to the Federal Trade Commission website, click on media and video, and they'll show you all of these different videos. And it's kind of nice when you go to senior centers or something and they can have these people talk right to them. So yeah, let's go with it's okay, go there. And then you want to go to media, and do you see where it says media and video? Go to, I thought we had it. Yeah, yes, audio, video, if that'll work. Okay, that's not it. Audio, no, it's called media and, no. We didn't bring it on either one that we had. Yeah, yeah, please. Let's do that. That one right there. Let's just go to that.
We've seen a great rise in the last year on money transfer frauds. Oftentimes, people will get phone calls from a relative, someone who claims to know a relative, for someone who tells them they've won a prize, for someone who tells them they've got a wonderful business opportunity. And the key is, at some point, they have to wire money to someone they don't know. And what we're trying to tell the public is, if you're ever asked to wire money to someone you don't know, it's likely a scam. Stop, think, and make sure that the person that you think you're sending money to is someone who's legitimate, someone who in fact is a relative, or someone who you have a pre-existing relationship with. The problem is that money wire scams come in all shapes and sizes. We see scams that we call the grandparent scams. These are phone calls from people who purport to know a grandchild, or even from a grandchild, saying that they're in trouble in a foreign city or in a remote place and they need money quickly. And then the caller suggests sending money by wire. And so money is sent by wire to a friend, someone who claims to be a friend of a relative or a grandchild. The money is transferred and it disappears. Once it's wired, it evaporates. There's no way for you to get it back. And we're seeing a real rise in those kinds of scams. Other kinds of scams are what we call the prize scams. You're called up, you're told that you've won a prize. All you need to do is give them to wire some money, and then they will send you the prize, or they'll ask you to send them a check so they have information about your checking account, and they will drain your money. And so these kinds of scams take all kinds of forms, but the bottom line rule is that if you're asked to wire money to someone you don't know, it's almost certainly a scam. One scam we're seeing a lot of, wire scams, starts with you getting a check from someone you don't know. And as soon as you deposit that check, and that person will be asking you to use that check for some of your own purposes, and then to wire them some money back. The problem is the bank has to clear your check within a couple of days, even before it's certain that the check is valid. And and this happens all the time, if you wire money back thinking there's money in your account, and it turns out, as it often does, that the check is a fake, you, not the bank, are liable for those overdrafts. So people are looking for work, and will get a call from someone who says, for instance, they've been selected to be a mystery shopper. And they will soon get a check for thousands of dollars that will pay not only their salary, but will pay them to go shop at stores, at sort of stores that are available everywhere. They'll cash the check. The bank will clear the check because the bank doesn't have any choice. And then they'll go out, spend some money, and wire money back to their employer. Or so they think. But they're not wiring back the employer's money because that check was fake. What they're doing is they're wiring money they don't have, but they will be liable for, and they will end up in debt as a result of this. let me make one thing clear. Money transfers are a useful way to get money to people you know and you've had dealings with in the past quickly and efficiently. What we're worried about is using money transfers to send money to people you don't know or haven't had any dealings with in the past. That's a red flag that oftentimes is not a false alarm. So suppose you fall and prey to one of these scams and you sent a wire transfer to someone you don't know, or you've cashed a check that turns out to be fake and sent a wire transfer based on that. The first thing you should do is report that incident to the wire transfer company so it can conduct an investigation. Then please file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission. You can do that either through our website at ftc.gov, or you can do it by phone at 1-877-FTC-HELP.
I thank you. Please do. Please do.
Thank you. I just wanted to get some feedback from the group on this venue and the possibility of using this for some training and what have you. I think the facilities are great. You got Adrian still on the line up there? Okay. Hi, Dylan. Okay. Well, I've sat in on a couple of their training sessions here just to get a sense for it, and I think it's a great venue. Possibly doing some training here, either short little 1-hour segments that we can post, become available online. People either can remote in or save them for future consumers. Adrian, can you hear me okay? You can say something. Can you talk?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I can talk.
Okay, so it makes it so they can actually interact well and ask questions involved in the conversation, not like a lot of the webinars that you have. So I just wanted to maybe give Justin a chance to say anything about what your capabilities are. Justin, do you have anything to add about how this all works and how well? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Now. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Adrian. Appreciate your time.
That's going to do it this afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. Whoever tuned in, I appreciate Renee coming in and speaking to us. We will definitely utilize some of the information she has gotten, she's given to us, and share it out there, like we always do when we give our presentations. Thanks all.